The developments in the AssPump are in their early stages. Here we see a homemade AssPump, and what you'll see here is the control panel right over here, the combustion chamber, and just below the whole thing is powered by propane gas. You'll see it's rather large, but of course over time we would expect that we can miniaturize it. Here's what we expect in the future from AssPumps. So what we're seeing here would be about the size of the little pellet you shove up your ass when you have hemorrhoids. And it consists of this front end, which is going to be absorbing the shit, and a turbine, which is going to be spinning around, and as it spins, the shit and the air are going to be combusted, because we'll have the gas fuel, and it's going to ignite, creating a rapid expansion which will turn the turbine and flush out the excrement at high temperature and pressure. Now, this will be positioned right here, just outside the ass. So what will happen is you won't actually feel it when you sit, because your butt cheeks are going to prevent that. But this will also be insulated so you don't feel the enormous pressure and temperatures associated with this device. Of course, this is sometime in the future. Let's take a look at a homemade example of this, and let's just go ahead and take a look here. So essentially, we have a fellow over here which is pumping out the shit from his ass. Let's go back over here. We can watch it a little better, so I will now turn that on. Okay, here we go. So he's got one hose right over here which is holding to the ass pump, and the other hose with his other hand is going to be shoved up his ass. And unfortunately, the process takes some time, and so we're not going to spend too much time. You get the idea. You just have to hold there and wait for all the shit to clear. You see, you're having trouble there. Anyway, we can work that out. So here's an example of a ass pump in action here. This has been used quite a bit. You can see that it has a lot of shit on it, and here's the same ass pump from another side. Now let's take a look at some of the basic components of the ass pump that will have to be miniaturized later. Here we have the combustion chamber, and here we have the spark plug for ignition of the hot fuel. And here's an example of another ass pump, slightly different design, with a plug placed right over here in a more compact fashion, right next to the combustion chamber. And here you can get a closer look right here at the plug and at the wires going in and out, the tubes, excuse me, going in and out of here, conveying the hot, vaporous shit out of and through your anus. And you'll have to, of course, not be wearing clothes at the time because they will ignite. And here's take a look here at the electronics involved. And you can see it's rather simple, okay? We can probably miniaturize this like they did with the iPod and so forth. And here, of course, we have the ignition coil to get the whole process started. Now, when I mentioned the iPod, of course, you know, we want simple controls. Here, all these gauges will have to go. We need just a wheel you can spin and, you know, turn the thing on with a button, and maybe in the middle of the wheel. This is way too much. And here we have the example of the requisite coffee can and the cable controller. And now this is good. This is a miniaturized tank as opposed to this. Look how huge that is. And God, those shoes are horrible. Anyway, so that's the basic idea, but hopefully in the future we'll be able to have something that's going to look like this. A small little pellet you can shove up your ass and expel shit at high pressure and high temperature, and that'll be the day. Okay, make the world better. So please help with this project. It's very, very important. It's going to be an improvement.